Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers review. It's time to review something which is bigger than my review slab. It is again time to review the latest offering from those guys at ThreeA with their absolutely massive Starscream figure. This box is humongous. It's not as big as Megatron or Optimus, but it's definitely not far off. I need a bigger base to review my things on. Like all of the ThreeA products, we get a nice instruction manual included, and everything is securely fastened with layer upon layer of foam. Several of Starscream's accessories are packaged separately in the box to avoid breakage in transit. These sections here are labelled left and right and can just tab in to the base of the foot, and these sections can come forward and allows the foot to go back. Each foot also has a stand which will peg in at 2 points, and you can just push those in, which really does help with Starscream's balance. There's a small ball joint on either shoulder which allows us just to tab these wing sections on, just work that on, and finally just remove the foam inserts which are slid in to each of the arm joints. And there we have a nigh on perfect representation of Starscream. Yes, I use this word quite a bit, but glorious is the only way you can sum this guy up. It's outstanding. The detail is absolutely phenomenal. Getting in close and personal, just look at the levels of detailing on that face sculpt. You've got this battle wear, you've got the deco coming all the way across the front. The head is remarkable. You've really done a great job of capturing Starscream from the movie. I just love that paint application and just all of that battle wear. You can see the small circuitry sections on the inside. They have gone to town with the detailing. The battle-worn paint damage is pretty consistent throughout. You've got rust, you've got scratches, you've got that army deco, you've got some fantastic detailing along those mini railguns on the arms, you've got the circuitry and the wiring going all the way throughout. If you are a Starscream fan, you would literally rejoice. It looks phenomenal. So glad I stuck with ThreeA. Now, of course, the issue with the ThreeA figures are that they do not transform. Now, a lot of people are very much against non-transforming Transformers, having them as models or like action figures. I personally think it's a great opening because it allows us to get this level of detailing. This is something we wouldn't be able to do if these figures could transform. You just wouldn't be able to get them as detailed and as accurate as they have. Look how evil these claws are as well. They look sharp and they actually look like metal. I love the fact that people can do this. I love how companies can make plastic look metal. I'm very envious of people with paint skills. There you've got small springs sculpted onto each one of these hands as well. The wiring goes all the way through the arm. The wiring itself doesn't actually serve a purpose, it's just there as a decorative feature. It does move and flex as we bend and rotate the arm, which I think is a fantastic thing to include. Taking a look at the rear of Starscream, again we've got lots of these pistons and springs being visible coming up to his back and shoulders. You've got these great big thrusters on the back there, and then we've got this huge wingspan showing off all of that Cybertronian decal, and then we have the Decepticon insignia up there on his right shoulder. Now we actually get this tool included in the set, and what that does, it allows us to grab this section here, slide this off, and then we can put our batteries in which operate the thrusters. And adding 3 AG1 batteries to the back section there gives us a really nice blue glow on those jet thrusters. We can also come around to the top of Starscream and remove his head. And again, with the installation of 3 AG1 batteries and switching the on switch, we get a very evil red glow inside Starscream's noggin. Let's cover Starscream's articulation. The head has a very nice range. We can look down, we can look up, and it tilts backwards on that lovely tilt there. We can pivot side to side, and of course we can rotate nicely as well. Very nice range, probably the best head movement I've seen on one of the 3A figures. Coming around to the shoulders can move forwards and backwards quite nicely. There's a lot of range here, and you do have these shoulder sections which can come up to avoid any scrapage. We can come out to the side on a very nice sturdy ratchet. We do have upper bicep rotation in there as well. Coming down to Starscream's elbow, we do have a nice 90-degree bend on the elbow. Now there is this wiring section here. You can actually untab these wires from the side of the chain gun, and looking at the back here, there's these 2 slots on the back. The wires can come untabbed and rotate around to this side, so you can have this as the front and this as the back. It avoids any twisting on these cables. There is a lower bicep rotation as well. The chain gun unfortunately is in a fixed position. The hands themselves can pivot downwards and upwards. There is some rotation on those hands as well. They actually rotate 150 degrees. That's a nice looking hand there. We have 2 joints on each finger, and we have these ball jointed thumbs and little fingers. Really gives him a menacing look. And we don't have any waist articulation. All this section here is one solid lump. But coming down to the legs, they can come all the way forwards and all the way backwards. You get a lovely range on a nice soft ratchet. They can come out to the side. Really nice. We have an upper thigh rotation there. Coming around to the knees. The knees can bend a really deep bend. We do have this knee pad section which can rotate as well, which avoids any clearance issues. I love how you can just straighten up this leg. Now we do get an additional shin section. Again, there's a nice bend on those shins, and of course Starscream is meant to have his leg kind of bent up into this kind of position. It's just lovely how much rotation, how many options there are there. And of course we do have some forwards and backwards motion, and we do have some rotation on those feet as well. And we do have the ability to move these sections on the feet forwards and backwards. Unfortunately, we don't really get any tilt on those feet though. Going around to the thrusters, they can go inwards and outwards, and they can move up and down. There's not a great range of motion there, but I like the fact we can move them nonetheless. I prefer them out, I think. I think they look a little bit nicer, kind of brought out, fully extended, like so. It looks a little bit better in my opinion. Now being 3A, they always like to include little extras in each of their figures. Starscream comes with an interchangeable arm. We actually get this huge arm section here, again with some really nice painted detailing on there, and we get a kind of rocket launcher section that comes in. These two can just tab in together, and this section can rotate around. Now to change this section over, if you look, there's a section here on the top. This section has these 2 little tabs here. This has to be on the top because we're going to remove these wired sections from this arm here. So we're going to just unplug those from either side. This arm section just gently pulls out, then bring this section back in, slide that all the way into the joint, like so, and then bring this wiring section, plugging that red section in on both sides, like so. There we go. I mean, how good does that look? That looks fantastic, doesn't it? Looks like it's ripped directly from the movie. Now, don't get me wrong, I would actually have liked something like an eye that hangs out. but it is a very good job. Once again, 3A have really hit the nail on the head with this piece. He looks outstanding. I really want to get a pretty accurate, or at least scaled, quick wiki to go with this. A little Shia LaBeouf. I mean, we have Bumblebee now, we have Starscream. I think I'd kind of like a Shia LaBeouf, which scales nicely with these. And to give everybody an idea of scale, here he is alongside Megatron. Man, these two look absolutely phenomenal together, don't they? I'm going to need some bigger shelves. Here he is alongside Leader Class movie Starscream. Just a little bit different in size. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the 3A Starscream. It really is a pleasure reviewing these. These are gorgeous pieces. The levels of detailing is absolutely sublime. Now, I know a non-transforming robot is not for everybody, but if you are a high-end collector and you like your models, you like your hot toys, etc., this is definitely a very good option for you. Now, these are collector grade pieces, therefore you're going to pay a collector grade price, but in my opinion they are worth every penny. The time and effort that have gone into designing and getting these as good as they are is absolutely insane. They are very nice, highly detailed, fabulous pieces. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Feel free to share it and, of course, subscribe. If you'd like to check out my Megatron or Optimus Prime reviews, I've included the link to both just here. And until next time, from myself and Starscream, thanks for watching. Goodbye.